Hi, welcome to the best decks for Uncredited. So without further ado, let's look at it. This deck is Kennen Jinx, a deck that kind of popped off after I made a video last week. So I decided to make a deck guide on it so you can check it out. Uh, I think the version is very similar to the that I was using. It got a little bit evolved. I do like a bird a lot. I think the card is very good. So if you don't play it, definitely try it because like the +1/+1, especially on things like Squeaker, Clocking, or for example Jinx is so good. Even on Kennen, like 3-2 quick attack is definitely very scary. This version is a little bit made for like beating mirror. So you're playing things like Juric, so you are happy to play into mirror. It doesn't have that much value, and you play only like augmented clocking as the top end. You can be playing things like experimentator or the promoter the third up, but I'm so far on the clocking, but I might be definitely changing. But yeah, otherwise, deck is amazing. The deck as we were talking about was pretty good even last season. With when Jinx Samira was the best Jinx deck, but because Jinx Samira got nerfed with the Pigeon and we got the new tool in Return of Range, I do believe this is the best Jinx deck. I believe that you meet it a lot of times, so it's not hard to play. Just go early curve into then having Mech Hero, some more value. But especially things like the 2-drops and 5-drops are so amazing. Into Jinx finisher, Jinx plus blowback is so powerful. It's doing like guaranteed 6 damage. And especially the impact, that's something that you can just win the game because you're just gonna push so much impact damage. So yeah, deck that I would definitely recommend. Deck that beating a lot of popular decks. So something to check out, something to play, and something to try. If we look at the matchup table, that's a segment that I want to be adding on. So let's look at it. Matchup table seems so amazing. You beating Narcissus, you beating Hammer Jace, you destroy Fizz Samira, like completely destroy. 70% is so crazy. And then, if you look at further, you don't have any like losing matchup. You have like, close to 50 and like, you're just having games. So especially if you do some skill impression, you can definitely outplay opponent. And even the Illaoi Swain, I don't believe it's that bad as the data shows, because I think the matchup is definitely playable. And if you especially played smart, if they don't have the perfect end or something, and you play maybe on things like Make It or they don't draw it, you can definitely do well into it that event. So matchup table seems amazing, and that's why I do believe it's the best deck to play on ladder currently. Like current deck, we have Fizz Samira, and you're asking, I'm losing to the Jinx. Why should be I playing it? Well, if you look at the deck list, it's not playing Shelly. It's once again the burn, the counting to 20, I would say, the Fizz Samira that we know with the nerf monkeys. You're still playing 7 mana monkeys, and I do believe this might be better than the Shelly version. Like, honestly, I think this might be better than the Shelly version. I was playing it a lot on the ladder lately, and the deck, I do just believe it's better. Because like the early game of, having things like Stylish Shot into Elegant Edge and BaJAtak is so powerful on turn 2. Or like, on turn 3, you go Stylish Shot, Elegant Edge, BaJAtak, or something like that. So powerful that like you're just beating so many decks by just having this early curve. So yeah, I said like you mulligan for things like Stylish Shot, something that you definitely keep, and your mulligan. Of course, 1-drops, Fizz Samira, amazing keeps. You don't, you kick out these like expensive spells that you don't want much. And yeah, the deck is very powerful. And as said, I very hate the Shelly version. I don't think the Shelly version is that good. And, good luck to everyone that's gonna play open, because there's gonna be close deck list. And, is it monkeys? Is it Shelly? We have to figure it out. So yeah, a deck that definitely look at and, maybe try out as well. Look at the matchups, of course. It's kind of weird because, of course, these are mostly played by the Shelly version, and the difference between the version is so much, feeling. You can feel it a lot. So I would say, especially in things like that, decks that have like healing and deny might be bigger issue for you and gonna be worse. Into the decks that don't play any healing and they don't play deny, I think you're gonna be over better. Of course, it really depends a lot. So yeah, it's something that I guess I cannot much add. I'm just gonna be adding my personal experience. You're still beating Nasu so much because, Fizz is broken in that matchup and Fizz just kills the opponent. Hammer Jace, I would say, is better because they only play like 1 Pierce in Darkness currently, so that's something that you just beat. They don't have much healing, and you have just better early. And Hammer Jace is very vulnerable in early. And things, especially why I think monkeys are much better, because you having actually playable game into Jinx Kennen. it's not, I don't know if you beat it, but I would say it's closer to 50-50 because it's tend to be just a race. And sometimes you're just faster than them because they sometimes have like a little bit, more clunkier hand. They don't have like, 6 roundups or something. And you just can, outside them, especially BaJAtak is so amazing that matchup because he tends to like trade with 2 units. So yeah, definitely amazing deck. And let's look at the last deck. Last deck, and it's the same region combo. It's once again Bilge Noxus. Now it's Swain Illaoi. Deck that I think the mulligan is the easiest out of all, and it's just look for idle. If you have idle, then maybe the mulligan a little bit begins because you think to go like for C-Voice or Illaoi based on your attack token. And of course, maybe some matchup specific good things. I don't know, into Jinx Kennen is make it an amazing, into as well like Parley, into I don't know, Atox heavy metal is just amazing because also destroying the weapon. So that's something to keep in mind. If you don't know what this deck is about, it's about summoning big tentacle, especially bit much better because it gives you 6 level up to Swain. So even if you have, you have just that, you can then maybe further, and then your Swain is even leveled on like turn 5. You very often, if you have good curve, you just level him on turn 5. As well, like, things like Tentacle Smash help Swain to level up. And so does, things like Sermon, of course, as said, Make It Rain and Parley. And in the late game, you have the Swain, of course, the getting big attack, or Swain with Leviathan to have some stun lock. You can sometimes just stun lock your opponent. So especially with like things like 2 Leviathans, and the opponent just cannot do anything about it. Deck is amazing, and let's look at the matchups. If you look at the matchups, you really see that you're like not losing into everything, and that's I think the most powerful thing on this deck. That like you're having game into everything, especially for like things like idle. Yeah, just having game into everything actually. So that's something that I definitely love into this deck. You're not happy into especially things like SI because Tinker Quietus are so good on your idol. Soul Harvest is so good on your like Illaoi and C-Voice, and of course Vengeance into Swain and Leviathan. So that's something that you are not happy playing against, and we can see it on both Nasus and Heimerjays in this matchup. But as we were talking about, you beating Jinx, you beating things like Teemo, and the rest is just about your skill, about sometimes maybe like if you draw the idol because yeah, your deck is really pivotal on that vodka. It's been decks for this week. Did I miss something? Do you like this new matchup addition as well? You don't like it? Leave your opinion in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing evening, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.